On a visit to an American military base in Greenland, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance accused Denmark of not doing a good job protecting the territory.
Party leaders noted progress on Germany's government coalition talks, but said that there's still hurdles to overcome.
A strong 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck Myanmar on Friday and causing buildings to sway in Bangkok, the capital of neighboring Thailand.
On a visit to an American military base in Greenland, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance accused Denmark of not doing a good job protecting the territory.
There was a lot of criticism from Denmark, a lot of attacks at the Trump administration, at the president, at me, at others in our administration for saying the obvious, which is that Denmark hasn't done a good job at keeping Greenland safe.
Relations between the U.S. and Greenland have soured after U.S. President Donald Trump repeatedly suggested that the United States should come to control the semi-autonomous Danish territory. Vance said the U.S. has no option but to take a significant position to ensure the security of Greenland as he encouraged a push for independence from Denmark. He was joined by his wife and other senior U.S. officials in a trip that was scaled back after an uproar among Greenlanders and Danes who were irked that the original itinerary was planned without consulting them.
The German government coalition talks have reached a new level according to the party leaders in Berlin on Friday. Germany's next potential Chancellor Friedrich Merz said that there are still hurdles to overcome, but that he is confident that the parties will manage it. The CDU leader is keen to form a government before Easter, but negotiations are proving tricky. Currently, the Christian Democrats and Social Democrats are disagreeing on how to finance the election campaign promises, namely if tax for higher earners or corporations will be raised. They are also yet to come to an agreement about pensions and conscription. However, following the challenges that Germany is facing both with the economy and with Donald Trump as US President, both parties are under pressure to form a government and elect a chancellor as soon as possible, so concessions may need to be made on both sides. Liv Stroud, in Berlin, for Euronews.
Several people have died and dozens remain missing in Thailand after a 7.7 magnitude earthquake caused a high-rise building in Bangkok to collapse. Bangkok City Hall declared the city a disaster area to facilitate the response. People all over the city evacuated buildings and were cautioned to stay outside in case of more aftershocks. In Myanmar, where the earthquake had its epicenter, over 100 people died, according to state media. The extent of death, injury, and destruction was not immediately clear, as the country is embroiled in a civil war with information tightly controlled. Myanmar's government said blood was in high demand in the hardest-hit areas. The earthquake reportedly brought down multiple buildings, including Mandalay's largest monastery, and burst a dam in the city.
Israel has launched its first attack on the Lebanese capital Beirut since the ceasefire ended fighting with Hezbollah in November. The IDF warned people to evacuate prior to the attack, vowing to retaliate for strikes they say were launched from Lebanon into Israel. Militant group Hezbollah denied firing these rockets and accused Israel of seeking a pretext to renew attacks. Meanwhile, in Gaza, the health ministry said a family of 6 and a Hamas spokesman were killed in separate Israeli strikes in the north of the Strip. More than 800 people have been killed by Israel since it broke its ceasefire with Hamas last week. Israel blamed the renewed hostilities on Hamas's refusal to release more hostages before negotiations on ending the war proceed. Hamas has said it will only release the remaining captives in exchange for Palestinian prisoners, a lasting ceasefire, and an Israeli withdrawal from Gaza.